Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. We made it through our first week of online classes. Great job, you guys. Continue to check for the daily videos every day, and don't forget to comment on the videos. That's how I'm taking attendance. All right, so today, actually, before we get started, I believe today was Pet Day on our virtual school, or was it yesterday? I can't remember, but a lot of the teachers were showing off their pets. So, without further ado, here is my little buddy. This is Bailey, and he is almost 16. I've had him since he was 3 months old. It's my little buddy. So there you go. Put him back down. There you go, buddy. He's the best. All right. Feel free to put pictures of your pets if you want in Google Classroom. Maybe I'll set up a folder so you guys can do that as well. All right, so today I'm just going to go over the answers to the daily review and also the mean, median, and mode worksheet. So here's our daily review, and let's go ahead and knock this out real quick. So I know some of these were pretty hard, and it's actually that they're not hard. It's just that we haven't gone over this in a long time. So it's been quite a while since some of these questions we've done. So let's get rolling here. Hang on, let me fix the windows. All right, there we go. So day 8. Start with number 1 here. Marcy has $240 to buy packages of hot dogs and hamburgers. $8 for the hot dogs, $18 for the burgers. Write an equation that can be used to find the possible combination of dogs and burger packages she can buy using $240. So setting up the equation is pretty easy. So we have $8 for each pack of hot dogs, plus it's $18 for each pack of hamburgers, beef or burgers, and she has $240. So that's basically how you would set up the equation. So however many packages of hot dogs she buys, how many of her packages of hamburgers, up to $240. Now, solve it for D. Well, here's D right here. Solve it for hot dogs. If I were to solve it for hot dogs, basically I just want to get D by itself. Pretty easy. We know how to do that. Subtract 18B here and subtract 18B over here. That cancels, and I'm left with 8D equals 240 minus 18B. How do I get D by itself? Divide by 8. Cancels out. Divide this by 8, and actually this would end up being your final answer. Without knowing how many packages she bought, we can't really do anything beyond that. So D equals 240 minus 18B divided by 8. All right? Likewise, if you were to solve it for B instead of D, we just do the same thing, but this time we would subtract the hot dogs and then subtract them over here. That would give us 18B equals 240 minus 8D, and then divide by 18, and this would be B equals that right there. So it was a little difficult only because the answer wasn't like a single digit. It didn't come out to like, B equals 7 or D equals 5. The answer came out as an equation. So that's what made that a little bit tricky since we haven't done those in a while. All right. Number 2, simplifying the expression. So 12y squared plus 5y minus 6, that was in parentheses, minus 9x squared minus 3x minus 4 plus 11. I'm so bad about running out of room, sorry. All right, so guys, remember, if there is a negative sign with nothing in front of it, there is an understood 1 there. So now I can distribute -1 times whatever in the parentheses here. So that would be negative 9x squared. -1 times -3x is positive 3x. -1 times times Negative 4 is positive 4, and then plus 11 at the end. And then I still have this stuff here, 12y squared plus 5y minus 6 minus that stuff. Now we just combine like terms. We can start with the y squareds. There are no other groups of y squared, so 12y squared, we use that. 5y, that's the only group of y's. Let's go to the x's. Minus 9x squared, those are the only 9x squareds. Plus 3x, those are the only x's. And then I have 4 and 11 is 15, minus 6 is plus 9. So there you go. Okay? Simple. The only thing that they're trying to make sure you understand is that if you have a negative sign in front of parentheses, put a 1 in front of it and distribute. Okay? Number 3. Somebody said this was a typo, and actually it kind of is. A plane starts descending from 10,000 feet. When does it complete its descent? Well, it's really a poorly written question, but what they're asking for is this. If you have a graph, right, and we got the plane here, up here. Oh, let's see. Can I draw a plane? Probably not. Sorta, maybe. Yeah, not really. So we got the plane here, propeller, maybe. Oh, God. You get the idea. Here's a plane, 10,000 feet. When it finally descends or completes its descent, it's going to be on the ground here. And when it hits this line, this is my x-axis, that dot is the x-intercept. So it completes its descent at the x-intercept is what they were asking for. But it was a poorly written question. Not nearly as poorly written as my plane is poorly drawn. I'm embarrassed. Pretty bad. Number 4. F of x is 4x plus 9. 4x minus 9. And g of x is 7x plus 4. And what they're asking us to find is h of x. And they're saying that h of x is f of g of x. F of g of x. So what does that mean? Well, basically it means this. It's really pretty simple. It says that basically anytime you see an x in the f equation right here, wherever there's an x, replace that x with g of x. So here is the x in the f equation. I'm going to replace this with this right here. So how would I do that? Well, here's my 4. Now instead of x, I'm going to replace that or substitute it with 7x plus 4, and then I have the minus 9 at the end. Now I just do the distribution. 4 times 7x is 28x. 4 times 4 is 16, and then minus 9 at the end. And then 16 minus 9 is 7. So my final answer would be 28x plus 7. Again, it's tricky only because your answer isn't a single number. Usually when it says to solve something, we think of, oh, well, my answer is going to be x equals 4, or some number like that. But in this case, as was the case in problem number 1, your answer is actually an equation, or a simplified equation. Okay? Not too bad. Solve the power equation below. So I have x minus 1 to the 1/3 power equals 2. So guys, remember this rule. X to the a over b is the same as b to the xa. So if that's the case, x minus 1 to the 1/3 is the same as the cubed root of x minus 1 to the 1 power. Well, x minus 1 to the 1 power is just x minus 1. And this equals 2. So, what is the opposite of taking the third root of something, or the opposite of the square root? An opposite of a square root is square it. The opposite of a cubed root is cube it. So I'm going to take this whole thing and raise it to the 3rd power. And all that does is this 3rd power cancels out this cubed root and just leaves me with x minus 1 equals 2, but golden rule of algebra, 2 also has to be raised to the third power. 2 to the third power is 8. Add 1 here to get x by itself, add 1 here, and I get x equals 9. Okay, not a hard problem. They're just wanting to check and make sure you remember your rules of exponents. Something raised to the 1/3 power is the same as the cubed root. Just like if this was raised to the 2nd power, this would be the square root. Okay. All right, number 6. Whoops, my bad. Number 6. Find the 3rd, 5th, and 7th terms of the sequence. Oh, it's easy enough. So we have 4 plus 3 n minus 1. So n is the number of sequence that we're trying to find, and they already tell us 3, 5, and 7. What are those three? What are those terms in the sequence? So all I do is substitute this n with 3, then 5, then 7. So if I substitute it with 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So that would be the 3rd sequence. 3rd is 10. The 5th sequence, well, just replace n with 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. And then finally, the 7th sequence, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 4, 22. Pretty easy. That's really super easy. Okay, 7 I had you guys skip. Sorry guys, I should have had you skip 8. I didn't realize that it was a graphing problem. If you tried it, good on you, but we didn't need to do that. My bad. That was my fault. So you can skip 8 as well. Number 9, Hope kicked the soccer ball towards the midfield. A graph of the height in feet and time in seconds the ball traveled is shown. About how many seconds was the ball in flight? Real simple. From start to finish, you see that it was about 4.5 seconds. And about what was the maximum height? That's the y-axis. The upside down parabola there looks like a little over 25 feet, maybe 25.5 or 26 feet, something like that. Okay. Number 10. Factor the expression, right? So x squared plus 5x minus 14. So guys, factoring. Don't remember how to factor. Make your box. Make your 2 by 2 box. Plus, plus. All right. X squared goes here. Minus 14 goes down here. And then we multiply diagonally. There's a 1 here. 1x squared. So 1 times negative 14, well, that's negative 14. What are my factors of negative 14? Well, 1 times 14 and negative 1 times positive 14, positive 1 times negative 14, or negative 2 times 7, positive 2 times negative 7. So then we look back up here at our middle term, our x term. Which pair of numbers here, when added together, give me positive 5? Well, that's 7 and minus 2 right here. So these become my x boxes. So this, negative 2x, this, positive 7. Now we take the greatest common factor across and down. So greatest common factor of x squared and negative 2x is just x. 7 and negative 14 is 7. Coming down, x squared and 7 is, 7x. Not bad. It should be 7x. Whoopsie. There we go. X squared and 7x, again, is just x. Negative 2x and negative 14 is negative 2. So, here's my two factors. X plus 7, x minus 2. All right. Throwback to the past. 11, I told you could skip. 12. Oh, yeah, quadratic formula. These are actually so easy, guys. So remember the quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c. So my equation is x squared plus 3x plus 2. A, B, and C. So my A is just 1. There's a 1 here in front of the x squared. My B is 3, and my C is 2. Now we just plug those three numbers into the quadratic formula, which they actually gave us here. So negative B, negative 3, square, or plus or minus, I'm sorry, forget the plus minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, and times C, which is 2, divided by 2 times A, which is 1. Now we simplify. Pretty easy. Well, 2 times 1 is 2, so that's easy. Let's go up here. Negative 3, that just stays negative 3. 3 squared is 9, so we can change that to a 9. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, so this becomes 8. Okay. Now I can simplify 9 minus 8, which is 1. And I can simplify the square root of 1. So what number times itself equals 1? 1. So the square root of 1 is 1. Now we're good. Remember, factoring a quadratic, you have two answers, right? Because remember, a quadratic equation is U-shaped, which means it's going to cross the x-axis in two places. So x is going to equal one thing there, and x is going to equal something else there. So you're going to have two answers here. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, and negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So one of my x values is negative 1. The second one, negative 3 minus 1, is negative 4, and negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So there you go. X equals negative 1, and x equals negative 2. All right. And 13, identify the vertex of the minimum or maximum value. Okay, so again, we have a quadratic equation. Y equals negative x squared minus 8x plus 20. Now, I don't know how many of you guys remembered this, but remember, a quadratic is a parabola. It's a U shape, okay? And we are looking for either the bottom of the U or the top of the U if it's upside down. Now, what tells me if it's upside down or right side up? Well, that's A. That's this here. This is A. Remember, ax squared plus bx plus c. It's negative. So guess what? My U shape is going to be upside down. So if I'm looking for this point, remember, that's the middle point. The highest or lowest point is your vertex. This is going to be my highest point, because since it's upside down, it's not going to get any higher. So I'm looking for the maximum value here. Now, what about the vertex? What is this point right there? That's the vertex. Well, to find the x-coordinate of this vertex, remember, every point is x comma y. To find the x value of this, it's a formula, it's a little one, but you have to memorize it. It's negative b divided by 2a. Here's my A, my B, and my C. Negative B. Well, B is negative 8. So this becomes negative 8, which a negative 8 would be a positive 8. Positive 8. Oops, there we go. 2 times A. A is negative 1. Remember, there's an understood 1 here. So negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And 8 divided by negative 2, well, that's negative 4. So my x is negative 4. This is negative 4. Now I need the y value. Well, look, here's y right here. And y equals this equation. Well, guess what? I just found what x is. It's negative 4. So I'm going to replace this x and this x with negative 4, and that will give me more y. So this becomes negative 4. This becomes negative 4. Okay? Negative 4 squared, probably parentheses, is positive 16. And positive 16, a negative in front of that, makes it a negative 16. minus 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. And then plus 20 just stays plus 20. Get rid of this parabola here. Negative 16 minus negative 32 is the same as negative 16 plus 32. That would be 16. Plus 20 is 36. So my y value is 36. So this is 36. And if I were to graph out on a graph, x is negative 4, that's over here, and positive 36 would be way up here, and my graph would be kind of like that. But just imagine like way up here on 36, like negative 4 here, but way up off the graph practically, 36. But that's your answer, negative 4, 36. All right? So I know that stuff was kind of hard, but I don't think it was hard content-wise. I think it was just difficult because we've forgotten it. We haven't covered it in a long time. All right? So that's it for the review, guys. Let me make a few changes, and then I will go over the mean, median, and mode worksheet. So here was the worksheet. Now, a lot of you were like, well, how do I turn it in? Remember I said yesterday, on the back of your daily warm-up, you can just put the answers to these questions down. And a couple of them are a little tricky because we haven't really gone over one of them, but I think a lot of you guys figured it out anyway. So the first question, tomato plants. The heights in inches of 8 tomato plants are listed. So what's the range? Now, before we do anything, we need to put those numbers in order if I want to know what the range is. So looks like my smallest is 36, 38, 41, 38, 40, oh, sorry, 40, my bad. 40, 41, 45, 48, 50, and 52. So remember I mentioned in yesterday's video that the range is the distance between the first data point and the last data point. And that's why we had to set these up in order so we know which one was first, which one was second. So the first is 36 and the last one is 52. So 52 minus 36 is 16. So the range is going to be 16. That is the range. Which means how far is it from the first to the last? 16. Mean, median, and mode. All right, so the mean is the average. So we got to bust out trusty calculator here. Add all these numbers up. So it's 36 plus 38 plus 40, 41, 45, 48, and the last two. So that's 350 total divided by 8, 43.75. So 43.75 is the mean or average. The median, the middle number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means there's going to be 4 on each side. So the median is going to be right in between these two. Now, guys, don't forget, if it falls in between two numbers, take the average of those two numbers, meaning just add those two numbers together and divide by 2. So 41 plus 45 is 86, divided by 2 is 43. So 43 is the median. And then last, the mode. What is that? Mean, median, and mode? Well, unfortunately, the mode is every single number because nothing is repeated more than once. So, and the mode is what is the one that occurs most frequently. Well, they all occur just one time. So that's going to have to be the mode, unfortunately. So there's you can just put down all of them for the mode. So you don't have to rewrite 8 different numbers. All right? Cool. Number 12, the population in millions in 2000, in the year 2000, on each of the 6 inhabited continents were 803, 47, 309, and 31. What is the range of the populations? Okay, so this is going to be a little different. Let's put these in order. 31, 348. 487. 730. 803. And 3686. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, hang on. There are 7 continents, so why are there only 6 populations? Anybody? Bonus points if you know? Exactly. Nobody lives in Antarctica. So, what is the range? Well, it's going to be from 31 to 3,686. So 3686 minus 31, that's 3,655 is the range. And that's in millions, remember. What is the average or the mean? Add them up. 31 plus 348 plus 487 plus 730 plus 803 plus 3686 equals 6,085 divided by 6 is 1,014.2. So that's the mean. What's the median? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The median is going to be between numbers 3 and 4. Right here. Again, it's in between the two, so we have to take the average. 487 plus 730 equals 1217 divided by 2. 608.5. 608.5 is the median. And again, the mode is all of them, because nothing appears more than once. So, no mode. All right, easy enough. Last question. 13. Quiz scores. You and your friend, assuming you have a friend, sorry if you don't, but you know, are having a friendly competition about the score on your math quizzes. Both of your scores for the first 5 quizzes are given below. So find the mean, median, and mode of both sets. All right, so let's start with our quiz grades. Let's put them in order. Actually, we don't have to find the range. Oh, no, we do have to put them in order because of the median, my bad. 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Right? 15, 16, 17, yeah. And your friend, 12, 13. Actually, I'm going to write this down here. 12, 13, 17, 20, and 20 again. So let's find the mean for both. So actually, we'll just do your score first. So 15 plus 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19 equals 85 divided by 5 is 17. So 17 is the mean. The median is 17. And again, the mode, all of them. Oops. Yeah, all, my bad. All numbers are the mode because nothing is repeated. Now for your friend, 12 plus 13 plus 17 plus 40 divided by 5 equals 16.4 is the mean, the average. The median, 17, same as you. The mode, however, is 20 because it shows up more than one time. All right, so which person, you or your friend, has the higher average? You do. 17 compared to 16.4. So, guys, really pretty simple. Mean, median, and mode, which is really all we were looking at. The range questions were kind of bonus. If you could get them, that's great. But hopefully you guys understand that. Should be pretty basic. So for next time, well, the weekend, thank God, is here. Don't forget tomorrow. I'm sorry, this afternoon, not tomorrow. This is from yesterday. This afternoon, from 11 to 12, I will be on Zoom, and from 3 to 4. So that is today, if you're watching this early, 11 to 12, 3 to 4. For the weekend, your assignment. Algebra Nation, Section 9. Go ahead and watch the next 2 videos. They are on measures of spread. Watch those, and then the second thing I want you guys to do, so we're going to go ahead and start turning in some assignments. I've given you 3 things to do this week. You had 2 daily reviews, day 7, day 8, and the one this worksheet that we just did, mean, median, and mode. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one of the 2 daily warm-ups, either day 7 or day 8, doesn't matter which one, and the mean, median, and mode answers. Again, remember guys, you can do the answers on, if I give you a worksheet and I post it on Google Classroom, you can just simply write the answers down on a separate sheet of paper instead of having to figure out how to download the actual worksheet itself. That's totally fine. In fact, probably be easier for you. So go ahead and take one of the daily warm-ups and your mean, median, and mode thing that we just did. The easiest way, I think, to do this, guys, is to just take a photo of it using your cell phone and then just email me the photo. You guys have my email. It's on Google Classroom. You can just email me the photo of the 2 assignments. You know, if you have to send 2 separate pictures, that's fine. And you just send it to my school email address. I'll get them there. I can open them up in a different program so that I can see the answers pretty clear and then go ahead and grade them that way. I think that's going to be easier. If you guys want to leave me information in the comments, you think there's another easier way, but I want us all to do the same thing. So I don't want like some people doing it one way and some people doing it another. So what I'd like to try for now anyway, let's just do it with a cell phone. Take a photo of one of the 2 daily warm-ups, whichever one you want, and the worksheet that we just did, and email them to me sometime this weekend. Please try to get them in to me by no later than, say, noon on Sunday. All right, guys? And that's it. Have a great weekend. Great job this week, and look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.